So, how is everyone doing today? I am in South Carolina, so I'm bouncing back and forth from my desktop. So, give me a second here. I'm going to let a couple more people in here because we're getting a lot of people to come in here. So, if you see like a blank screen, for some reason, my desktop doesn't want to pull up the webinar, but or my laptop doesn't, but I have it on my desktop, so we'll go to that in 1 second here. I just have it spinning up here in the corner for some reason. My laptop is just prone to pulling anything. It won't bring anything up. So give me one. Let's give it a couple more seconds here, then I'll switch over. Let's see here. And then we'll get kicked off so that I can basically go over everything that Obsidian kind of has to offer, offers. I don't want to go too in depth with it, or we'll be here all day, and God knows we all don't like going through all that mess. But we'll at least try to go through what's going on and things like that. So let me see if I can. Let's see here. All right. So let's give it another minute or two here. I'll throw that up there so you guys can see that for now. And so my name is Ray. Anyway, my name's Raymond, but everybody calls me Ray. So I'd use that silly joke, they call me Ray or Jay, but of course that's 800 years ago. And when I was a kid. So anyway, yes. Let's see here. It's now, let's see this. When I hear these people coming up, I have to jump over here. I think so. Let's give it a few more minutes here. So I'll go. Poor dog's sick. Of course, I'm out of town. My poor dog's sick. Might have to fly home. Oh my gosh, that's when you have that 13, 14-year-old dog, especially the big ones. They don't want to, they want to give you a hard time, that's for sure. It's my phone. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to log in from my phone as well. Let's see here. Come on, Teams, where are you? 15 apps. Here it is here. Okay, so I can met people. So join here. This device. This let's see if this works. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up here so everybody can hear me. Hopefully everybody can see the beginning of the presentation.
Yeah,
So
we can. Hi, Mr. Raymond.
who's this? I can't see any. I can't tell who's. I don't have the what you call webinar up on things. So who's speaking? I'm sorry.
This is Nakia Johnson. How are you?
Oh, good, good. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Great, great. I'm glad you could join. I'm
Yep.
really glad you could join. Yes, yes. I'm definitely glad. I'm playing back and forth here to letting people in and playing between my desktop and my laptop. So I got a few people in the lobby. All right, come on. So as you can see, I'm flipping between here. See, I'm letting people in as we go here. So, but we're going to begin in a second. So once I start, then that's it. I won't be able to let anybody else back in. So I usually have somebody else on with me, but he could not make it today, I don't think. So let's see here. Okay. But I'm glad Keita was in here so he can hear me. So, okay, let's go ahead and let's get it kicked off here real quick. So, again, my name is Raymond Moth, but everybody calls me Ray. I am one of the senior VPs with Obsidian Financial Services. We have a bunch of people in here. So, let's see here, trying to admit people by my cell phone, but that's not happening here. I don't think here. I'm trying to play both sides of the coin. So, okay. So anyway, again, my name is Ray Moat. So let's get it kicked off. All right. So today, what I'm going to go over with everybody is who we are, what it's like working with us, the different channels that we all have, the compensation, because each channel that we have has its own compensation. So we're not like your typical lender or your typical broker. So we kind of handle everything. So, all right. So everybody, so at the end, we'll have a Q&A. We're in teams. So I'll go into teams afterwards, and then we'll go over and go, go through a Q&A real quick. All right. One more person I'm going to let in here. So give me 1 second. We drop down and in we go. And everybody's in. So admit all, and there we go. Okay. So here we go. Let's get her kicked again here. And okay. So again, my name is Ray Moats. And again, let's start from the beginning here. I am the Senior Vice President of Obsidian Financial Services. And this is a webinar just to kind of basically go through who we are. And again, real quick, one more time, what we're going to cover today is we're going to cover who we are, the different channels that we have that we operate in. Come on, let's go on here now. And, how the reflection of what we are is we don't just operate as a lender or a broker, we operate as all in one. So we're going to show you what it's like working with us, the 3 different channels that are in there. And again, the compensation is different in every channel. And it can be very hard to understand that sometimes, especially in the lender channel. Again, afterwards, we'll go over a Q&A so that you might have any questions about, say the branching, because again, the branching is going to be different from correspondent and from delegated. So there could be some really good questions of what you're doing. All right, so we'll go over that afterwards. Okay, just a little bit about us. We started in 2016. We are a fully delegated lender, so that does give us the ability to underwrite FHA, VA, conventional loans, and non-QM, close them in our name. We are Fannie Mae and Ginnie Mae approved, so there is no overlays. So what does that mean? That's a big, big deal. And I'll go a little bit more in depth once we start talking about the channels, because some of you that work in the broker world don't really understand that. The people that work in the lender world definitely understand what overlays are, because they understand that that is a deal killer. All right, so we'll go over that. We're located in Melbourne, Florida, right outside of Orlando. So we're the east coast of Florida, 30 minutes. If you were going to the beach or if you lived in Orlando and you were going to the beach, you'd definitely be going to Melbourne or Cocoa. All right, so a couple of things that you want to ask yourself as you're going through this and you're taking notes, and you're going to want to hit me up at the end. Basically, how quickly can you underwrite a loan? How fast is your loan going to get closed? Most importantly, for all of us in this industry, pricing, how it affects your turn times and how it affects long-term everything. Because let's face it, we're all looking for the best pricing. We all are. I don't care what anybody says in this room, what kind of big saint, how big a patron saint you are, because I'm as religious as the next guy. But we all want to make money. That is we're not in this to do it for the charity. That's for sure. It does feel good when you get that one guy closed. It's a first time home buyer with the 575 credit score, and they're getting ready to have a baby. And yes, you didn't take advantage of them, but you still, you feel like you've got to make something, and you're there to do it. So we're here to close loans. So, okay, in working with us, we have the ability to process, underwrite, and close loans, which we described with the delegate channel. You as well have the ability to process your own loans. Or if you have a third-party company you've been working with for 10 or 20 years, we can have them. We will allow that, no problem. All right. We originate and closed probably almost 500 million last year. So we had a pretty decent year. Wouldn't say it was like setting it off, but everybody's suffering now, and we all know that. Broker wise, we have over 100 lenders. So I've got everybody from, if you're familiar with EPM to Zebra Financial. Right. And then, in some of these, we have what is called a mini core or proprietary agreement. And I'll go into that within the channels. All right. So what does that mean for you? So it's not a conjunction, but it's an option. So when you're dealing with conjunctions and, or let's say, but, let's go with the word but. That's a conjunction, right? When we all use the word but, it generally means bad. My loan is ready to close, but right. We all know that's not good. So that this option thing pretty much eliminates the but. So if you can get that word but out of your vocabulary and you can get that my loan is ready to close, but I made more money. That's going to be the good thing. So that's what you're going to be looking for here as we go through this webinar today, is how all this kind of works. So, okay, with Obsidian, we have all three channels. Okay, in this industry, if you're dealing with the customer and then the lender, there are three channels in this world. There's a delegated channel, then there's a proprietary channel, which is either mini core or non-delegated, depending on your knowledge of the industry. And then, of course, the wholesale channel, which is broker, which we all know about, and all of us have used it at one time in our career or not. So everybody likes to kind of talk down about it, but there's that word but you know what? Sometimes I close loans that I can close on the broker world that I can't close on the correspondent channel. So again, it's going to go back to that options. Our options are going to turn that word but into a good conjunction. Okay, so let's go over the first channel, which is known as delegated. Okay, so a delegated loan is when we underwrite or when we process, disclose, underwrite, and then close the loan in our name. Okay, so we start the loan from A to Z. So it would be just like if I'm going to use an example here, because if you were let's say if you're used to brokering and you're used to sending it to UWM or Rocket or whoever, so they go ahead and you submit the loan to them, they process it, they disclose it, they underwrite it, they close it. We're exactly like them, but nowhere near the magnitude, obviously. So with us, you're going to have these options. Again, options. I'm going to be using that word a lot here. All right. With this, you're going to be able to price loans in-house. In some case, and I'd say in most cases, our delegated pricing is usually better, but not always. And we'll go over that. During this webinar, we go over some examples of pricing with Loan Sifter and Mortec. You might see that, hey, wholesale could be better than delegated. So again, we always want you to have that option. The proprietary channel. So what is that? Or the mini core channel, which some brokers may know of. That's where you submit it to your favorite lender. Let's say it's UWM. And you allow UWM to underwrite it, process it, and close it. However, it closes in our name and we fund it in our name. So you might say to yourself, what is the upside to this channel? So the upside to this channel is the fact that you really don't have a compensation plan, or you can set your compensation plan at the time you take the original or you lock the loan. I'll further go into that when we start doing pricing. With that, you'll price through the lender, you'll price through Rocket, you'll price through UWM or say PRMG. As opposed to with us, you'll price with us, obviously with us. So, okay. And then of course, the famous ever wholesale broker program. That's where you actually submit the loan to the lender. The lender discloses the loan, lender underwrites the loan, the lender closes the loan, and the lender funds the loan. So UWM, Rocket, or PRMG, for all examples, and source of purposes, because everybody pretty much knows them, is that they're going to do everything for you. You'll lock the loan with them, you'll deal with them, the whole 9 yards. So you'll have that ability to go through and do and just, do whatever you have to do on that. So with this broker channel, you're going to have a lot of a lot of the responsibility is going to fall on you, but you're going to have a lot of freedom with it. Okay. So with that being said, what we want to do next is go into pricing and compensation within each channel. Okay, because again, each channel is going to be different. When you're looking at these, it's going to be just night and day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go first, probably here, if I'm right. Yeah, I'm going to go. Well, this is if you need to still, this was again, is if you're going to go with the delegated channel. Right? So if you go with the delegated channel, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip over and I'm going to go to our pricing engine, which used to be Optimal Blue, which I know everybody is familiar with. However, we've switched to a company called Mortec or Marksman. So I'm going to try pricing out a couple loans here for us. So let's continue to log in. Okay. All right, so we're in here. So let's try a couple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try a couple scenarios here. I am going to try a conventional FHA, and then maybe somebody's got something else they want to try. We can try here. So let's take a look here. So we are going to look at a 30-year fixed here. And we are going to go with the state of Florida. That's where we are. And we'll go Broward County. And let's say we're going to go with the purchase price. It's really easy to use. So we're going to go with the purchase price. Let's say a 500,000. And then we're going to go with I don't know. We'll go with an 80% LTV. All right. So then you'll come down a little further here, so you guys can see everything. And you always want to click on all investors. One thing is we're going to do is we don't really hide our investors who we sell to, but that's not going to be really what's important to you. Honestly, when you're going delegated, the most important thing to you is pricing. That's it. You're not looking to see what this is and what that is, because we have like I said, we have what is called no overlays with our investors. So what we'll do is we'll set one up at par. So let's set one up at par. So I'm going to go get rate here. I did 720 credit score. So we're going to go get rates here. All right. So we'll take a look at this here. And so today we're going to look at par pricing with Lakeview. But remember, it doesn't matter because that's who we're selling to. It truly does not matter. Again, we don't have any overlays with Lakeview. Everybody in here, we do not have overlays. So you could have an overlay, especially on FHAs. UWM has a ton of overlays. Rocket has a ton of overlays. So, but with us, no overlays. So you're going to pick the best investor here. So right now, this is par. So you're making a little bit better than par. You're making 0.204, right? So that would be your lender compensation on this. So if you were to lock this loan today at 7.125, your lender compensation would be 0.204. All right, well, God knows you're not going to be working for 0.204. We know that, right? So we're going to say, and let's say the borrower doesn't want to pay any points. They're willing to go up on the price so that you know that. So let's say you're willing to make a compensation of 1.5. You're going to tell yourself that I'm going to make 1.5 on this loan, and I'm going to delegate this loan as a lender compensation of 1.5. So you're going to go to rates. All right, perfect. So now, ouch. So, all right, so Flagstar. So again, no overlays with Flagstar. So today, Flagstar at 7.875 is the lender compensation is 1.5. So you as the loan officer branch, however you have it set up, are going to make 1.5 on this file. So I hope everybody kind of gets that. So let's try an FHA loan. So let's see here. So I'm going to go back. And I'm going to do a reprice. So I'm going to click on this here. Click on your drop down bar because it's got everything in your known demand. And we're going to go with an FHA 30-year fixed. Fix. Okay, and we're going to do, let's do a little bit low amount. Let's do 350. Okay, and so we do 350,000. And let's slide here. The LTV is going to be 96.5. So that is right. Yes. Okay, good. All right, and then let's say the credit score's not so good. So we'll go down to what? 680. We can go down on ours to 550, but we won't see much in there. So let's go down to, let's go down to 660 with that, right? And let's say on this one here, you're looking for a little bit more lender compensation. So let's say you wanted to make, let's say 2.5. So you're looking to make 2.5. So you want the lender compensation on this one to be 2.5. So you're going to go, all right, let me go get rates. Okay, great. So on this one, you're going to say, okay, I am getting, I at 7.75, I'm getting a lender compensation of 2.558. So you're getting 256 bips compensation on this. So that's going to be your lender compensation. Now, when you are on the correspondent channel or on the proprietary channel, you have the ability to charge the borrower as well. So if you wanted to charge the borrower an origination fee, you could. So in this case, you would make, let's say you said you want to charge one origination, you would make one, and then so you'd make three, so you'd make 355 bips. So you'd make quite a bit over the regular 2.75 bips on the broker channel, and this way you get it this way. So now remember, I'm talking about charging on the front end as well as making lender compensation on the back. Now this is going to become important if you're setting up as a branch. So keep that in mind, that you've charged an origination point. So that's going to be the key here. So we have a little bit of a good idea now how the lender compensation works as far as delegated, and this also works on the mini core channel as well. On the mini core channel, you'll actually price out in your loan sifter. So I am going to have to hope, Andre, are you on here?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. So my partner is on here. All right, so Mr. Andre, peel me off a code. Let's see a code here.
Alrighty, I'm waiting for that to come through.
Okay. No.
A sec. All right, 019 932.
Okay. Verify code 1, 2. Okay. So loan sifter. Okay. So this is loan sifter. Okay. Now, loan sifter, it's going to be used on two different products. It's going to be used on your whatchamacallit, your mini core channel, right? And it's going to be used on your expand. Let's see here. Slide. It's going to be used on your mini core channel and on your, come on. I know you want to. Come on, there we go. It's going to be used on your mini core channel right here on your proprietary lending channel. So you're going to use that on this one and on your broker channel as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do two scenarios for you, okay? In this channel, I'm going to do what is called the mini core or proprietary or non-del, and then I'm going to do it as wholesale. So let's take a look at it here. So let's start first with the mini core. All right, so we're going to say a purchase price of 500,000. Appraisal, and then 80% LTV. You're going to do 720. FICO score, and then we're going to want to go to 33302. And then we're going to price, okay, up here, what we're going to do is you're always going to want to do fees in, because this way all your underwriting fees and all the junk fees that every lender is going to charge is going to be priced into the loan. So the upside here is this: if you're going with mini core, you don't have to price with fees in. And the reason why is you can charge the borrower. So we're going to price it without the fees in, because we're going to price this loan under mini core right now. So again, remember, you have two options here when you're pricing a loan with mini core. You can use the delegated, the marksman side, and then you can also use this side, the loan sifter side. So let's go ahead and click on this. Okay, so here's pricing. So 6.5. So they are coming in at 6.5. Again, like I said, they could be better, and they are better, because we were at what, 7.25 almost. So they're almost a half point better than me right now on that. So again, it might be advantageous for you to broker loans. And I always tell people that it's not about going one way or the other. It's about, hey, let's see if we can do it this way. And I'll go, once we're done, I'll go into some of the reasons why you might choose a higher rate and go delegated, but let's go through the pricing right now. So we're saying to ourselves, Mega Capital Funding Wholesale has got the best pricing. And then we see Rocket down in here. They're at 99. They're pretty close. So they're all super close. So this is that par pricing again. So, you're going to say to yourself, well, I'm not really, quite, there. So I actually have to make a little bit of money on this. So I'm going to look at what the pricing is going to look at. So I'm going to click on the rate, and then the rate is going to tell me where I can make my lender compensation at. So actually I take that back. So we pretty much are right even, because that's right. Okay. All right. So anyway, so now here, if you go at 7.25, actually, I think I was. So you're going to make a lender compensation on this of 1.705. If you go mini core / non-delegated, that's what you'll make on this. So, and you'll have the ability to charge an origination fee. So you'll have that ability to do that with this lenders. And that's why I tell people sometimes it's better to go mini core. So, or even wholesale. If our pricing's not there, it's just not there. So let's go back and try an FHA. Search. Shay. And we are going to go 350. To go 97, 96.5. A credit score of 660. Three, two, And then again, we're going to keep the fees out because remember, if you'll see when we do the fees in, when I go to do the broker pricing, the difference, because there's going to be a big difference in the pricing. So because when you go on the mini core side, you can charge the borrower the underwriting fee now. So that we're on the wholesale side, you do not have that ability to do. So now you're going to say, okay, I'm going to leave the fees out. We're gonna go, even though it says borrower compensation, it's actually going to be lender compensation. So you really, it takes a little while to get your head wrapped around the lender side of things. So, okay, so now we are down in the fives here. So we are really stroking pretty good here. So Rocket is really aggressive here. We are looking at right now at Rocket at 5.75. So again, remember, fees are not in. So again, you're not going to do it for free. So you're going to go to you're going to click on the rate and you're going to say, I'm looking for at least 2.5 compensation. So you're going to come down here to where the 2.5 compensation is, and it is at 6.99. So if I remember right, I was in the sevens. I was up like 7.5. So right here, lender compensation is a lot better. Again, pricing is better. So you're going to want to have that ability to do this. This is a big, big deal here. All right, so there we go. So now you guys got an idea. And again, you can charge an origination on this because we are technically the lender. Even though Rocket is you're going to submit the loan to Rocket, they're going to disclose it, they're going to underwrite it, and then they're going to close it. They're going to call me and say, we have a loan closing, we need Obsidian to fund it, because technically we are the lender. This pricing that you see on here will not show up on the CD whenever we're the lender. So on the mini core channel, on the correspondent channel, we will not show up when the lender compensation comes into play. So now you can charge the borrower 1 on this, like we said on the other, and you're at 6.99 and you're charging him 1, and the borrower thinks you're only going to make a point off that. So if you're telling your borrower, hey, I'm only making $3,500, this is good. This is really, really good. Okay, so that there, it gives you a really good idea of what the mini course like. So now we're going to go into the broker. So let's try the broker side of things. So we'll at 500. And we're going to go 720 credit score. Go with 33302. And then here. Okay. So now what's going to happen is you're going to go fees in. And this time we're not going to go lender compensation or we're going to go, I'm sorry, we're going to go lender compensation. So now you understand how this is going to price out based on the 2.75 margin that we have built in here. So, okay, now here's what we're seeing here. This is perfect. Okay, at 2.75, you're going to make, this is what you're going to make, 2.75. If everybody knows the broker will, which I'm assuming everybody does, you're going to make 2.75 on this loan. And actually, you're going to give out a little bit of a lender credit of $264, and you're going to offer them 7.99. Now, I got to be honest with you, that lower sixes sounds a lot better to me than 7.99. But hey, here you're making 2.7. On the other one, remember you're on the other one, you're making 1.5 and you're charging 1. So you're making 2.5 total compensation. You're making 1.5 lender and 1 on the borrower side. So now we're starting to see how kind of things change with each channel. All right, so let's try and do a FHA one so you can take a look at that. Now on all broker deals, it's the rule. 100% the rule of the law. You cannot make more than 2.75. So as a lender, it works a lot different. So 350, 350, and then 96.5. And then we're gonna do, I think we did 660 credit score. And we're gonna do 3302. And then we're not gonna borrow paper. We want the fees in because we definitely don't want to be getting slapped with that. And so with the lender taking their fees out, because it'll be $1,200-1,500 on some of these guys. Okay, so on Mega Wholesale, they are paying 2.75 on an FHA. Right here, as you can see, with a little bit of a lender credit, $842 at a rate of 7 1/8. So you would make 2.75 on this file, and you give your borrower a little bit of money back and make them happy. Here you can't do it. The only person you can do right now is this here, or is this one right here, because our lender compensation is set up that it's set up at 2.75, and you must make the 2.75. So now if you got down into the likes of here, you would have to go into borrower compensation. So the borrower compensation would have to look something of this nature here. Okay, so you would say to yourself, okay, I'm going to have to charge the borrower a little bit of money to make the 2.75 compensation because they are not paying out the 2.7 compensation. So right here, you would charge the borrower $275 to get the full compensation. And here's the thing, that when you're doing this, when you're in the mini core channel, you don't have to worry about it. You can just let it be what it is. When you're in the delegated channel, you can be what it is. When you're in this channel, this is what it is. You have to do this. It is mandatory you do this. So, briefly going over that, I hope everybody got a little bit of a general understanding of what we're doing there with that. I know it can be really hard, and honestly, I see people struggle with it that have been working here, even on their third loan, they've struggled with it. So it can be really hard to struggle with. All right, come on, computer. I know you're here. I'm trying to get my presentation back here. Come on. There we go. All right. So, okay. So that is us going over all three channels of lending and how it works as far as compensation on the way it works. Now, okay, with the mini core channel and with the wholesale channel, our margin, our delegated channel, our margins are built in. So we're okay. So we're, what we want to make on what our loans is there. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, when you're on the 2.75 channel, a lot of lenders out there that just broker are going to put you on a compensation plan. So the compensation plan, the max compensation plan is 2.75. So they're going to tell you, obviously they can't give you the whole 2.75 because then they would make nothing. So they've got to make something. So they'll put you on a compensation plan of 220 bips. So you make 2.2. Or they'll put you on a compensation plan of 2. So they make 75 bips. We don't do that. We're totally different. We work on a per file flat fee. Okay, our flat fee is $12.95 per file, or 20% of the total compensation. So, for example, if you had a loan and you made $8,000 on it, or let's say you made $6,000 was the total compensation, we will take out $12.95. Okay, and then $2.95 for the QC fee. Now, we're not going to give you any compensation channel or this or that. If you made $10,000 on a file, we're going to take out $2,000, which is 20%, and then the 295. So we're not going to stick you into a compensation. And when you do the math, you'll find out that's more like 5 bips, maybe 12 bips, not 65 bips or 75 bips. You'll find that out real fast that it's a big deal. And if you're doing 3 or 4 deals a month and you're only making 220 bips, you're giving them probably $5,000 to $10,000 of money that you should be keeping yourself by working here. So that's a big difference, a huge difference. So, okay, so to switch gears a little bit here and talk about what we do and what we offer. So we offer conventional, we offer FHA, VA, USDA. We offer all those on all 3 platforms. Same with the DPA. We offer those on all 3 platforms. Now, on the 203Ks, we only offer those on the broker and the non-delegated or mini core. Same with the jumbo. We only offer those on the mini core and the broker side. Manufactured, we can actually underwrite those. Lot land loans, those I believe, I haven't done one in a while. I think those are only broker. So the doctor loans, we can actually underwrite those, do those. Reverse mortgages. So if you're in a reverse mortgage game, you definitely want to be working here. And the reason why you want to be working here is because you want to utilize that mini core channel. If you're going to make 8, 10, or 12 points off your consumer, you want to make sure that your borrower is not seeing your compensation. I don't know how anybody brokers this, because I know if I was signing that paperwork and it had 12 points on there, costing me $40,000, I'd about have a heart attack. I know that. So on our reverse side, your borrower is not going to see the compensation, the lender compensation. So remember, keep that in mind. On the delegated and on the mini core, your lender compensation is not revealed to the borrower. So we do investor loans, DSCR loans, same thing, I-10s, the DACA loans, all that stuff. We either do on the non-delegated, on the wholesale channel with all that stuff. Same with the bank statements, things like that, foreign nationals, HELOCs, on that stuff. You better, with us, you can make 5 points on those things. Whereas working as a broker, I saw somebody broker one the other day. They were like, "What just happened? I made no money." I go, "I tried to tell you, use the non-core or non-delegated side. Didn't want to listen." So anyway, people always learn. So anyway, sometimes it's the hard way, and I hate to see it. I really do. Okay, so one of the things that we've been running into is starting a branch. A lot of individuals are coming to us now that have an existing branch or looking to start one. I know we're signing up 2 or 3 a month now, especially on the broker side. So what we'll go through here for the next few minutes is the branch compensation, how that works. Can you hire your own processor? Of course you can. We actually have a branch that does have their own underwriter. So if you're in the delegated side and you want an underwriter and you have the ability to do it, so be it. We would let you hire an underwriter and a closer. So basically you would be your own lender. You'd just be calling us saying, "Hey, fund this loan, fund this loan." I mean, you're literally your own lender when you're working in the delegated side. Yes, you can use a DBA or a trade name. So if you've been working in your community for the last 10 or 15 years as, ABC Mortgage, you can continue to work as ABC Mortgage. No problem there. So, is there production minimums? There are, and we'll talk about that a little bit. And then what are the requirements? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll talk about both sides here. There are 2 sides to this. There's the affiliate broker side, and then there's the correspondent branch side. Two different platforms. It's really, really, really different. So let's talk about real quick here, the correspondent affiliate branch side. Okay, so this is for people who actually know how to do delegated loans, operate in the delegated channel, and are basically coming from a Cherry Hill or a Open or a Supreme that know what they're doing. They need to know what they're doing. So we set you up a checking account so you have the ability to operate, which I'm sure everybody's used to on that side. We only require 10K in reserves. So that'll be what's called your pledge money. That'll be sitting in there for haircuts and things like that. You're obviously going to get special pricing. So that would be something you would talk about us with, and you'd obviously have a different login. So it's going to be better than what you're seeing, what we just went through. Again, the checking account is set up. And one thing that we enjoy seeing individuals like about having this is if you run something through the delegated or even the mini core side, and you do charge an origination fee, that origination fee is going to come directly to your checking account. So you're not going to be waiting on the loan to get purchased. Because when you go on the delegated side, that's when you make your YSP or your lender compensation when the loan is purchased. So that's the downside if you're used to being a broker, is you've got to get used to that when it's done. So again, we are Fannie Mae and Ginnie Mae direct. So we have no overlays. We have no overlays, and that's a big deal, especially when you're dealing with self-employed borrowers. Because, and even in the broker world, you hear that word once in a while from a UWM or from Rocket. They'll bring up a condition, and you might have submitted the same type of loan over PRMG. PRMG let it go, and they did. And you go, "What's up with that?" And they'll go, "Well, that's an overlay." Okay, well, we don't have any overlays. So you're getting through, especially self-employed borrowers. I just had one where the borrower was retired. The borrower did not know that they were supposed to have, they were getting a monthly, they had a 401k, they were getting a monthly stipend. So that stipend is supposed to be taxed in order for it to get jacked up to the 1.2, what you get for your DTI. The DTI was running really tight. So my underwriter, which I can tell you right now, they wouldn't do it UWM or Rocket in this place, told them what you need to do is you need to go ahead and have your first couple ones taxed. Then we can get the loan closed because we got your DTI down. Now you're passing DU and now it's done. So there you go. So we work around the things to get files done that you're not going to get done anywhere else. And I'm telling you right now, and that's where you're going to say to yourself, well, it's, God, it's enough. It's 7.25, and I'm offering them 7 or 6.99. But I know I can get it done on this delegated channel in 2 weeks, and I can fly through it and get it done. So that's where you'll take into play on that. So, but going back to the branch, so again, depending on your experience within the branching system, how long you've done it, we'll give you the ability to hire your own underwriter. Again, you can do your own processing, and you'll close more loans. I can promise you that. If you've got your own underwriter sitting next to you, you're going to close more loans. So that's kind of what it looks like on the correspondent side. All right, so now on the broker side, on the wholesale side. Okay, so what we do is we have a couple of ways to do this here. So we have what is known as a flat fee. So if you're doing 3 to 10 loans a month and you're doing them all broker, then we just charge a flat fee of $2,500 and then $295 per file. If you do 10 files, we charge $2,500 and then $295. Now, if you have 3 consecutive months where you close 3 loans or less, because obviously you're now going to start losing money on that, we'll switch you back over to the per file scenario. However, if you know that you're doing loans and you're doing it this much, then you're going to want to do that. And I'll tell you what, if a refi booms, you can bet you're going to want that $2,500 flat fee, because you're going to be doing loans like no tomorrow, especially if you're a branch. Again, DBAs are allowed, trade names are allowed. A checking account is set up. So as the broker, what'll happen is the file will close. You'll get the check. You'll disperse the check to your loan officers, whatever comp plan you've got set up with them, and you're in control of your own funds. So that's it. But between the first and the we'll invoice you on the first. You add the 15th to pay us. So and you'll get with payroll on, and they work really good with you on that and that. And then again, if you're using the mini core channel, the same thing there. You might close a loan mini core and you might charge points on the front, and you're going to get that money right away. So you're not going to be waiting on your money. There's not any turn times is turn times based on you. So that's how the branching system works on that. Okay. So everybody got a little bit of understanding on hopefully the different channels, the compensation, how everything works on that. So I'll just kind of go through quick little few things. If you're a realtor, you can be a loan officer now. All the states are pretty much allowing it now, since HUD is now allowing realtors to act both as the realtor and the loan officer on the transaction. So if you're doing that, you are allowed to do that. Transition does. So right now we're in 32 states. Hopefully by the end of the year, 40. We're really working on it. If you need a transitional loan, it's $595. So that's it. Not split the commission, not this, not that. You can do a loan anywhere in the states for $595. That's it. We're not going to have you, because I know a lot of people, they don't tell you until they say, okay, well, I got a loan in Oregon, and you got to do a loan in Oregon, and you're calling the guy in Oregon, and Oregon's guy's going, well, I'm going to split the commission with you. No. You're going to go through our transition test. So that's going to be $595. Okay. So to go over a couple things of what we have to offer. So we are signed up with Surefire. So if you're an individual and you have a Surefire account and you want to get on with Surefire, you have the ability to get in with Surefire. Surefire, we can integrate your Surefire with the LOS system Lending Pad, because that's who we have is Lending Pad. So our pricing engine, Mortec, Loan Sifter, all that's integrated now in Lending Pad. So you can do all your pricing. You'll be able to do everything in Lending Pad. Everything. So if your CRM is Surefire, and if you need to price a loan out with Loan Sifter or whatever, you're going to actually be able to do it. So now it's going to save you that $100 a month. Again, our pricing engine is Mortec, and we all just kind of went through that. And let's see, the intranet. Now, one of the things that I keep getting a little annoyed by some of the reviews on all over the place is that we don't have training, and we don't have we just leave you out hanging to dry, which could be the farthest thing from the truth. So the intranet. So the intranet is the back end of our website, right? So on the back end of our website, you'll be able to log in, and let's say you're just a loan officer. I'm just going to speak in terms right now of loan officer. So let's say you're a loan officer. You're assigned a regional manager. Same with the branch. You're assigned a regional manager. So that regional manager is there for you all the time. I don't understand how people are say things aren't getting done. When I see in teams all the time, these people are always communicating. So we're always there. So no matter what, we're there to help you. So let's say you're not all that familiar with Lending Pad and you're learning Lending Pad. Well, on our website and our YouTube channel, we have over 50 videos just in Lending Pad, on how to do things. I just don't get it. Like, maybe it's just somebody, the haters, but it is what it is. See, request an appraisal, how to pull credit, how to pull title, how to run DU, how to pull MERS, how to do everything in Lending Pad, things that brokers probably haven't even heard of before. So we are going to assign your regional manager. so that they are once a week constantly having training courses for you. The team will get, if you're a loan officer or you're the manager, you'll want to keep in touch with the regional to find out what kind of training's coming up. Or let's say you need training on Surefire because you're getting it. The manager, the regional manager is going to at least point you in the directions to get you started. Not going to just leave you out there hanging to dry. Drives me nuts when I see that. So, okay. So everybody kind of gets the intranet. We've got everything for you. Order business cards in here. You can order business cards. You can order marketing products, hats, blah, blah, blah. See, I actually saw somebody with a hat the other day. I was like, wow, okay. So you can do whatever you want to do. And everything's through Vistaprint. So, and everybody, I think, is familiar with Vistaprint. We get a huge discount. I think it's like 25% off as opposed to just ordering it on your own. So that there is our intranet. So let's pull this back up. Sorry that this screen takes a little while to populate. Like I said, I'm working from my laptop to my desktop, so it's taking a few minutes for everybody, or a few seconds here for everybody to get on the same page. Come on, baby. Let's do this today. Come on. There we go. Okay. So we went through the intranet. Like I said, hours of training. We have an orientation that you go through. It's 2 hours long. Sheesh. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much would I hold people's hands, but I'll do it the best I can. I promise you. If you have a question, one thing we have is teams. As you can tell, we call them teams. So you're going to get an email. Your Obsidian email will get you into anything. Anything that we have, it will get you into. And within teams, they have areas, chat areas like Facebook, where you can actually go in there and ask questions. So we're always there. There's no hiding. There's no hiding. So again, you're assigned a regional manager. So once you're onboarded, the regional manager will get in touch with you. Branches, it's a little different. We have one person that handles that because it can get really needy with branches, especially with brokers, because I know with brokers, you always need logins. That's the key. And also remember, you know, if you're a broker in that, remember, there's no judgment. It's no judgment zone. If you love brokering, that's fine. And you need some of us to sign with somebody for us to sign up with somebody. I think we signed up with AM West the other day. We were signed up. We just need to do the recertification package. Done. Give us a day or two and we'll get it done for you. We promise. So, let's see. What do we do here? Okay. So again, what the main thing that I really want to try to grill home to everybody is that it's just not a one-stop shop. You know, if you love the broker, hallelujah, let's do it. You know, eventually you're going to go delegated, because I see it all the time where your loan gets turned down by UWM or Rocket, and it's heading over to the delegated channel. I've seen it many, 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 many times. Probably at least 10 or 15 times a month. So you're going to head up, you know, you have options. I know people that despise brokering, that won't touch it. They almost will let the loan go until I got to convince them to at least make something on it. Send a broker. But no matter what, you have options. And that word but, that conjunction but, it's denied. But you don't qualify. Instead turns into but. We've got you approved. But now you're going to get your check. Yay. So it's all about trying to get things done. And getting things done is what it's all about. So I know a lot of people, we've got a good crew today. I don't know how many came in. Like I said, I'm not in town, so I'm sitting on my desktop in Melbourne, but I'm in South Carolina. And so the next thing to do is if you're on because of a recruiter, then get in touch with the recruiter. If somehow maybe you got an email from me, reach out to me so that I can get you going with the next step, that you can talk to a recruiter so that the recruiter, look, I gave an hour synopsis on what this is all about. I know I would have a million questions, especially if I was trying to become a branch. all I wanted to do was convey what the basic steps are that you're looking for, that we want you to come aboard. So that's the main thing, that we're going to be an asset to you. I'm looking to be an asset to you, not a deterrent. So anyway, so reach out to us that way. And then, or you can hit us up. There is right here. I would go to the website because the website has everything on it and show like employment. It tells you a lot of things, even that I didn't cover. So it gives you a lot of information there. And I hope I covered as much as I possibly could with you, and that you got something out of it. I'm not the greatest at doing these webinars, so I hope everybody at least enjoyed it, got something out of it, and I look to hear from you. I really do. I've talked to a couple nice people, and I'm hoping that you'll come join. So thanks very much. Andre's going to take your question in Teams. So if you have questions, if you can raise your hand and all that stuff now, he'll help you out in Teams. And of course, I've got to jump off because I've got 10,000 fires that I got to go put out right now. And I thank you so much for taking the 50 minutes or an hour today with me to at least listen. And everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for attending today. If you have any questions at all, feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself, or you can go ahead and put the questions in the chat, and I'll be more than glad to help you in there. Again, you can, ask us additional questions by sending an email to employment@obsidianmortgage.com, or you can go via the website. We do have an application there along with the job description and everything else. If you are looking to become a branch, that's obviously a little bit more involved, and we're more than willing to assist you with that, with any questions that you have on getting set up as well. So at this point in time, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. Again, you can put them in the chat or just unmute and ask away, and I'll be more than glad to help you. For those of you that have other things to do, we really appreciate the time that you took with us today and hope to hear back from you. All right. Well, I guess we don't have any questions. Ray did a pretty in-depth job there of explaining everything to everyone. So I hope everybody has. Oh, if you become a branch or call reports on it's done, yes, they are. They are done at the corporate level. We have a compliance officer that actually handles all of that for you. Can we be provided with a recorded copy of this presentation? Absolutely. It was recorded. I will get the link, and if you want to send a request to employment@obsidianmortgage.com, I'll go ahead and reply back with that link for you.
Hey, Andre.
Yes.
I get a quick question. It's Jennifer.
Sure.
Is it that in every state you need to have a physical office to have a branch? Because
No,
right? Okay, it
no,
differs
it's not a
by state.
requirement in every state. Just
Okay.
specific states have that requirement, but not every state has it.
Okay. I had I don't know if you might know offhand, but I had someone in Arizona ask me about it. Do you know if Arizona might require one?
Arizona actually does require a QI, and we are actively looking for a QI in Arizona. So if that person is definitely interested and would be interested in representing Obsidian as the branch of record in Arizona, that is definitely a conversation we would love to have with them.
Okay, yeah, she is interested. Okay. Thanks, Andre.
Sure, no problem at all. Just yeah, shoot us a email after, Jennifer, and we can get a hold of her and let her sort of know what that entails and everything.
Okay, thanks.
All right, folks. Everybody have a great rest of the day. Again, employment@obsidianmortgage.com with any questions that you might have, and we look forward to hearing back from you guys. Have a great rest of the day.